So hey, go. I'm not gonna say so hey 14 times. Boing. Hey, this is Davin with Hagerty on Redline Rebuilds. Today, we are finally at the point where I think we can start assembling our short block. Now, if you're feeling a little angst in my voice, it's because I've had some pretty heavy trials and tribulations here with this assembly. So, to make long story short, I've got 3 sets of rod bearings to make a crankshaft that's at size fit inside these block halves. Now, there's multiple reasons why this is occurring, some of which is the design of the block in general. There is no way to, let me rephrase that, there's very limited ways to line hone this. So if the block has been distorted in any fashion, specifically the caps or saddles have twisted because of heat and usage, this motor has almost 300,000 miles on it. Is that right? Yep. So with that, it has its abuse. They designed this such that this journal ID is smaller than these 3, and this one again is small. So you can't go through here and with a typical bearing, you can't go in with a normal hone and clean up the saddles and make them to size. You would have to come in with a single point tool, and there's only a handful of companies in the country that do this, and we're not gonna do that. So what I'm finding out is all the detail in the world is kind of a crapshoot of, you might have to live with it for this particular motor. So to get to the finely tuned dimensions that we need, again, I have 3 sets of bearings. I have mixed and matched them every direction I possibly can, and I have the best numbers that I can get to and clamp them down and have the crankshaft rotate. Initially, I wanted to upgrade to ARP bolts. ARP bolts use a higher torque, which gives it more clamping force, which holds everything together better. Now, with that also comes the problem of distorting the case. And that whole portion of line honing and being an issue, well, we're gonna have to walk backwards to make this work, and we're gonna use the stock bolts at the stock torque, which is 35 foot-pounds instead of 60. That doesn't distort everything around. So that's where we're moving forward at. That allows the crankshaft to go in and turn without, well, a huge breaker bar. Now, to get this assembly done though, it's a little different than most of the stuff that we've been doing. Typically we have a block and then we have caps. And of course you put the crankshaft in, put the caps on, boom, that half's done. This obviously is split in 2 like a motorcycle case, and I need to have the rotating assembly minus pistons ready to assemble into the block halves, squish everything together, tighten it up. So we'll start over here. I have the massive crankshaft cleaned, ready to be assembled, and our rods ready to be put together, and that's where we're starting today. Okay, well, first thing I'm gonna do is make sure I lube up my rod and main bearings. For those of you that might be wondering what this lube is, this is engine assembly lube. There's various kinds, and of course you can always use engine oil as well. I prefer this Redline stuff. Works very well. It hangs where I want it to be at and does not drip off. And of course offers a lot of lubricity. And it's red, I can see it. Opposed to just clear. Tell if I missed a spot. All right, so crankshaft is all lubed, ready to be assembled. And I'll do the same thing on all the bearings, on the rods. And note that on this rod assembly, there's like a little swish mark. Almost looks like a boomerang, to be honest. But at any rate, that goes towards the front, and this end of this is the front of the crankshaft. So slide that up on there, like so. Put a little lube on here. Line up your numbers. Little thread lubricant on your nuts. And then any torque spec, I like to at least cut it in half. This torque is spec'd out to 35 foot-pounds on the rods. So I'm going to do 2 increments, one at 17 and then one at 35. That evens out the pull or clamp load as you go down. You don't get a bind function. It's 35. Okay, it's fast and furious. Okay, our rotating assembly is ready. We have our 2 block halves here and our bearings. And I'm gonna go through, put the bearings into the saddles on both sides. And then we have a couple O-rings here that go in their respective grooves to seal things up. Plus you use a little bit of block sealer just like you would on a motorcycle, a little motor seal. Go on this surface and then put it all together, bolt it up, and then hope that everything rotates when we're all done. Because, you know, the old adage of measure twice and cut once, I think I've got it covered with it measuring at least 50 times. So let's see how that works out for me. Looks gorgeous. Look at that. And if we can get the lube to hold us right. Huh? Boing! I like that so far. Boy, like I've done this 40 times. Okay. All right, so now I have all the bolts started as far as the main bolts are considered. And next I'm going to take said torque wrench and torque them to the 35 foot-pound spec. Now, like any of them, I'm going to increment that up. So in this case, I'm actually going to start at 15, 25, and then 35, and go in the torque sequence as prescribed. And the idea behind that is now you spread that load out evenly and pull everything together evenly. Number 1's over here in the center. On the bottom, ask me why I know. It's because I've torqued this down at least 15, maybe 20 times. Then I jump to this side. In the center, bottom, then the top, then the outside, and then back to this one. On the bottom, as you can see, we have our block halves put together and our rotating assembly inside, and we're ready to move forward to our pistons. Now, something I want to note here before we get much further is when we tore this down, the number 3 rod bearings were pretty hashed. And how this assembly works, and this goes with most engines, the rod bearings are fed from the main bearings. Now, number 3 is our center bearing, which is this one. Yep. Right? Yeah. All right. So number 3 rod is fed by the center main bearing in this particular engine. And when I went back through and mic'd things out, This one had excessive clearance in the oil journal. So when we talk about oil clearance being important, well, as this wore, this had more clearance, and what happens is that oil pressure or volume gets leaked out at the main and doesn't get to this bearing, hence it starves it. Which brings me to my rockauto.com tip of the day. Change your oil. It's important. Deferring the maintenance of changing oil is quite foolish, honestly, for the amount of cost it is to have your oil changed or to change it yourself and avoid needing an engine rebuild because you wipe the bearings out. All right, so now let's get these slugs into these holes. And of course, we'll take the rags out first. That was the easiest part, we'll say, is getting the piston down in the hole and not clipping the ring off, because that can happen. But next is now lining up the rod, small end, to the hole in the piston, plus of course the hole in the block, so 3 things, and getting the wrist pin in the right spot. So, yuck. I can see why this is challenging, at least the first time. All right, so I've been forewarned, if you will, that number 3 is the hardest clip to get in. And I'm seeing why now, because it's deeper inset, so there's longer distance in here to get to the piston. Problem being, I can only put these in so far, and I'm about a ½ inch short. Now on the other ones, I can see that I can get there with these. So we will have to do one of 2 things. Highly modify a pair of clips, a pair of E-clip snap ring toes, or see if we can find a set to borrow. Looks pretty good. Cool. Well, that worked. So I went quickly and tried to find some snap ring pliers that would work a little bit better depth-wise, and I found my solution with modifying a pair of needle nose that I had laying around. I had to sacrifice them. But at the same token, they still work. Just improved. Cool. There we go. We have a short block. Pistons installed, plugs are in. Turns nice. That's cool. Extra bonus, right? When you're putting things together, it goes correctly. So with that, go get out in the shop, go get your work done. See you next time. I'm happy. I'm very happy with it. I like it when a plan comes together.
Okay, Hannibal.
You caught that.